In chapter 335 of Black Clover, we got our first introduction to the concept of paladins, where we witnessed Lucius Zogras' turn Sister Lily into one. Paladins are humans who have had purified devils incarnate in them through Lucius' soul magic, granting them the devil's power, greater wisdom, and nearly immortal bodies. They are said to be warriors who fight for the sake of the world. Today I'm going to be going over who currently is a paladin and my prediction for the future reveals of the others. I'm going to be listing 12 as I think there will only be 12 of these paladins, inspired by the 12 legendary knights of the 8th century. As the first paladin, I have Damnatio. The first paladin transformation we saw in the series was Damnatio, I believe. When we first got the Lucius reveal, we see Lucius knock out Damnatio by placing his finger on his forehead, which was quite similar to the paladin transformation of Sister Lily, which led me to believe that it was here that Damnatio became a paladin. Although at this time we weren't introduced to the concept of paladins, I still believe he was the first one. I think we all know the next one, Sister Lily. The next paladin we were introduced to was Sister Lily, who was transformed into a paladin right after she rejected Asta for the final time, I'm guessing. The devil incarnated in her was said to be Beelzebub, and I think she's one of the only paladins who have had their devils revealed.
For the final confirmed paladins 3 and 4, we have Heath, Grice, and Rades. In the latest chapter, Sister Lily pulled up to the Land of Sun with the 2 other paladins. The one on the left of her is believed to be Heath Grice, who is one of the first villains we were introduced to in Black Clover when Asta, Noel, and Magna were sent on a mission to help a village. The fact that he was obsessed with time could have been crazy foreshadowing from Tabata, and perhaps he had this plan since day one. Also, Heath had died back then, which could mean Lucius may have someone who could revive the dead, and that someone is none other than the next paladin, Rades. Rades was part of the Eye of the Midnight Sun, and he was the one who managed to revive himself after being tricked into being a sacrifice by Patrick.
Those are the paladins that have basically been 100% confirmed. Now onto my predictions and the ones that were heavily implied. The 5th paladin, I think, is none other than Morgan Force. I believe this because in this panel next to Lucius, we see a silhouette of a character that looks very similar to that of Nart's dead brother, Morgan Force. Even though Morgan is shown to have died, we know that Rades has the power to revive the dead, and perhaps it was utilized by Lucius in order to revive Morgan. This could mean we may see a confrontation between Paladin Morgan and Nart, and perhaps Yami as well, which I can't wait for. For the 6th paladin, we have the guy that made everyone call Black Clover Disney Clover, Garja. During the Spade invasion, Garja seemed to be on the brink of death and managed to stay alive due to Mimosa's healing and Real's ultimate magic. Some readers are quite annoyed with this, as they thought Garja's character would have more of an emotional impact if he had died right there. But what if Tabata has something planned for Garja, and that is to use Garja as a paladin, as he is the strongest spirit guardian of the Heart Kingdom and would make use of his character being so-called revived. For the 7th paladin, I have the 8th Shining General of the Diamond Kingdom. In the Diamond Kingdom, we were introduced to the Shining General and shown that there were 8 of them. However, we only know 7 out of the 8 so far. We haven't even seen the missing general's face, so there is a lot of mystery surrounding him. There would be no way we just wouldn't get introduced to this character, so it would make some sense if they were a paladin or if they had any other relevance to the story.
Number 8, I have Mars. Making Mars a paladin would be another way to involve the Diamond Kingdom, and as we know, Tabata is bringing previous villains as the fort, so I thought maybe it'd just be a good idea.
For the 9th paladin, I have the Witch Queen.
As the Witch Queen has insanely strong healing magic, and her mana is said to be comparable to the elves, I believe that she would be such an asset to Lucius. And mentioned previously, the paladins were said to have nearly immortal bodies, and with the help of the Witch Queen, you could say they would practically be immortal.
For paladin number 10, I have Yuno. Out of all the paladins, the last 3 may seem like a large stretch, but yeah. Main reason is that Yuno had become so strong post Spade Kingdom invasion, it would be a waste just not to have Yuno as a paladin, the one who's absolutely blessed by plot and absolutely blessed by mana. We also know currently Lucius is going to fight Yuno, and of course for the sake of plot, there is just no way that Yuno is going to win this fight. So most likely, he would be a paladin. And the other reason I think Yuno will be a paladin is because I do really want to see an Asta and Yuno fight. It's such a common trope in shonen to have the MC and their rival just duke it out, you know. We've seen Deku and Bakugo, Naruto and Sasuke, Goku and Vegeta, and many more, but not one fight between Asta and Yuno. I do feel if Asta and Yuno fight, it will be a contender for top fight in the series. As paladin number 11, I have Asta's mother, and yes, I do believe Asta's mother may come back. Asta's mother, being a paladin, is one of the most evil things Lucius can do. We can already confirm Lucius is quite an evil person from how he transformed Sister Lily, one of the people Asta loves the most, into a paladin right in front of him and showed Asta he couldn't save her. If Lucius wanted to go a step further, he could turn Asta's mother into a paladin, and the devil used could be Lucifero, the devil that she died to while trying to protect Libe. Lysita would also be an ideal paladin as her body absorbs magic and life force from others near her, so it would be a massive hindrance for anyone other than Asta perhaps to fight her. Last but definitely not least, Mr. Bahahaha, Seke Bronzaza. I think Seke would make the ultimate paladin. I have little reason to believe this, but I do think Seki has to be involved in this arc one way or another. During the Lucifero fight, we see Seki witnessing Asta and Yuno surpass their limits again and again and again, and keeping hope in a fight that seemed hopeless to Seki, while he did nothing at all. Watching Asta walk back into battle, he then asks himself, why didn't he try to get stronger? After all this time in the Magic Knights, why did he just accept what society wants him to? That he's a peasant and he can't do much. Why didn't he just try? And that is why I think Seke has to do something big this arc. I don't know whether it's gonna be a paladin or perhaps he'll play a much bigger role. It's hard to tell right now. And that's the end of the video, guys. Let me know your paladins predictions below in the comments and your thoughts on mine. See ya.